view the land I'm longing for you, and someday with thee I'll stand, for my home will be eternal. View the land, sweet view the land. I'm kind of homesick for country where I have never been before, but time will soon never matter, for time won't matter anymore. You the land I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand, for my home will be eternal. View the land, sweet view the land. High praises to Yahuwah Elohim Most High. It's a beautiful thing to see the sunset for the first time in many weeks. 6 days have now ended since YAH'S creation Sabbath of the third quarter of the moon, SHABAT, 22nd, 6008. And I am out here this evening in the light of day to welcome in Yahuwah's creation Sabbath of the fourth and last quarter of the moon of the 11th biblical lunar month, SHABAT. '29th, 6008. And I am also putting it on the record as well that 1 lunar year, 2 months, 2 weeks, and three days have now ended as well, since this Rome system has falsely arrested Grandmaster J, Yahuwah's anointed servant from the priestly tribe, of Levi and have stripped him of his First and Second Amendment rights. And I know heaven is taking a record of what Rome continued to do with Yahuwah's Hebrew Israelites, servants, prophets, those who stand up for truth and righteousness, has always been persecuted by Rome, by this Rome system, as far back as from Egypt, as far back as from Yahusha, the Messiah, came upon earth. He was lied on, just like they lied on Grandmaster J, and was taken before Herod and Pilate, and ended up being crucified. But as we know, that it was the plan of Yahuwah for all of this to happen. And although we continue to grieve and mourn over the treatment that this Rome system have given to Grandmaster J, we realize that this is what the system continue to do to those who stand up for truth and for righteousness. Yahusha himself said, "Blessed are they when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you for my sake." Yahusha said we are to rejoice and be glad, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. And so it is on record that Yahuwah Hebrew people have been murdered in the street and in their homes and receive no justice. And so when Grandmaster J intervened and stood up for his black Hebrew people, this is what Rome did to him. So it is not strange. And so we will do like what Yahushua did when his attackers came to him to wipe out Judea. He turned his eyes to the heavens, as I am doing now, and called upon Yahuwah and pointed out that the Amorites and the others have gathered against him, and he did not know what to do. But he says, Father, Yah, our eyes are upon you. And just like Yahuwah hear the cry of Yahushua and speak to him through one of his prophets, proclaiming that the battle was not belong to Yahushua, it belongs to Yahuwah. So we as Hebrew Israelites and Grandmaster J, our Hebrew king, the battle is not ours. The battle is not his. It belongs to Yahuwah. We record when Yoshef was lied on by Potiphar's wife and end up in prison, that Yahuwah intervened on behalf of Yoshef, and he became governor in Israel. He was ruler, not Israel, in Egypt. So Yah's people have nothing to fear, except we forget the great things that Yahuwah has done for our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so I am here welcoming Yah's creation Sabbath of the 4th and last quarter of the moon of the 11th biblical month that falls on Mondays on Rome's Gregorian calendar for the month of January 2022. So I am here to declare that Yah's creation Sabbath is here, and that Yah's Sabbath is determined by the new moon and the 4 phases of the moon. I am also going to put it on record now that it has been 1 lunar year, 2 months, 2 weeks, and now 4 days since this Rome system has falsely arrested Grandmaster J and laid false charges on him. So heaven is taking a record. And of course, this could not have happened if Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, did not permit it. So we will not fear. We will not be troubled. Because just like how Yahuwah allowed Yosef to be lied on and imprisoned in order to provide for his brethren, and not just his brethren, but to save the world from famine during his time. And so everything happened for a reason and for a purpose. And if this had not happened, I would never believe that this system could do something as evil and as words fail me. But we see what this system is about, and it enforces that the fruit does not fall far from the tree. This is what Rome has been doing throughout time. Yahuwah had to give the Malikim a message to Joseph to take Yahusha out of Bethlehem and flee to Egypt to save his life. So there is nothing that is new under the sun. And I'm going to read for us this evening to show us that Rome will not stop at anything to prevent Yah's people from knowing the truth and for giving Yahusha the worship that belongs to his name. We realize that the Greeks translators have falsified Yah's word. And we realize that Rome's Christianity has not been teaching the true Sabbath of Yahuwah. And so I just want to point it out to us that Yahuwah, Hebrew Israelite people kept both the new moon and the Sabbath day as worship days. And I'm going to read from Amos 8. So that this can be known to us. Because we have been taught that Saturday was the Sabbath. But nothing could be more further from the truth. And it says, this is what Father Yahuwah showed me. Behold, a basket of summer fruit. But let me move on further. Let me move. It says, all right, let's read it. And he said, Messiah, what do you see? And I said, a basket of summer fruit. Then Yahuwah said unto me, the end has come upon my people Israel. I will not pass by them anymore. He says, and the songs of the sanctuary will be wailing in that day, says Father Yahuwah. Many dead bodies in every place. They will throw them out in silence. Hear Yahuwah speaking. Hear this, O you who swallowed up the needy and destroy the poor in the land, saying, when will the new moon be over? Saying, when will the new moon be over, so that we may sell grain, and the Sabbath, so that we may trade in wheat, making the ephah small, and the shekel great, falsifying the scale by deceit, so that we may sell the poor for silver, and the needy for a pair of shoes. Yes, we will even sell the refuse as grains. Hear this now. Yahuwah has vowed an oath against the pride of Jacob. Surely I will never forget their works. Will not the land tremble for this, and everyone mourn who dwells in it? It mount up like the river Nile at once swelling up and subsiding like the river of Egypt. And it will be in that day, says Father Yahuwah, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in broad daylight. So, Israel kept Yah's Sabbath, and those who are evil and used to oppress the poor were there praying that the new moon will be over and that the Sabbath will end so they can go on to oppress the poor and to sell their wheat and their grain. So it is a fact that the new moon are worship days and the seventh day are worship days, and the 6 days are different and apart from the day of the new moon and from the seventh day. So I hope we will get it clear. I'm going to see as a result of Israel transgression, of Yah's Sabbath, and the oppression of the poor, it says Yah caused them to be taken away. He says, I will turn your feasts into mourning and your songs into lamentation. I will bring sackcloth upon your every waist and baldness on every head. I will make it like mourning for an only son, and the end of it like a bitter day. Behold, the day come, says Father Yahuwah, that I will send a famine in the land, not for famine of bread, nor for thirst, but for hearing the word of Yahuwah, the law and the prophets. He says, they will wander from sea to sea, and from north to east. They will run back and forth to seek the word of Yahuwah, the law and the prophets, but they will not find it. And it says, in that day, the lovely virgins and strong young men will faint for thirst. Those who vow by the sin God Elohim of Samaria, who say, as surely as your God El lives, O Dan, and as surely as God El of Beersheba lives, they will fail, they will fall, and never rise. So, your Sabbath and new moon are worship days. And Yahuwah promised that he will bless not just Israel, but those from other nations will also be blessed when your Sabbath is kept by them. Is it Isaiah 55 or 65? Okay, it's Isaiah 56. And it says, this is what Yahuwah says, keep my judgment and do justly, for my salvation is near, soon to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. It says, blessed is the man who do this, and the Son of Man who lay hold on it, who keeps the Sabbath without polluting it, defiling them, and keep his hands from doing evil. Yes, it says, do not let the Gentiles who join himself to Yahuwah speak, saying, Yahuwah has utterly separated me from his people. Nor let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. For this is what Yahuwah says to the eunuch who keeps my Sabbath and choose those things which pleases me, and hold fast to my covenant. I will make them, I will give them, hold a minute. Hold a second. Yes, hold on a second. Don't want to pause. Yes. He says, I will for this is what Yahuwah say to the eunuch who keep my Sabbaths and choose the things that please me and hold fast to my covenant. Excuse. I will give them in my house, even within my walls, a place, ministering position of power, and a name equal to that of sons and daughters. I will give them the everlasting Yahuwah, which will not be cut off. Also to the son of the Gentiles, who join himself to Yahuwah, to serve him and to love him. And to love the name of Yahuwah, to be his servants. One who keeps the Sabbath without polluting it, defiling them, and who holds fast to my covenant. It's getting dark. I may need some additional light. I hope I will find it. Okay. Yes, it's getting dark. Yes, all right. Yes. Let's see it again. Also the Gentiles who join themselves to Yahuwah to serve him, to love the name of Yahuwah, to be his servants. Everyone who keeps the Sabbath without polluting, defiling them, and who hold fast to my covenant. He says, I will bring them to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offering and their sacrifices will be accepted upon my altar. For my house shall be a house of prayer for all people. Yahuwah the Elohim, who gathers the outcast of Israel, say, I will gather still others to me, beside those who are gathered to me. He says, all the beasts of the field come to the devourer, yes, all the beasts of the field. And it talks about the watchman. Those watchmen who are blind and who lie to the people. He says, your watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs, which cannot bark. They, which cannot bark. Any warning, sleeping, lying, loving slumber. Yes, they are greedy dogs. Yep. So, your Sabbath is here, and it's the Sabbath of Yah's creation. Yah has given his Sabbath as a blessing to Israel, as a sign and as a covenant between Israel and Yahuwah. But not just to Israel. Not just to Israel, but all those who pleases him, like the eunuch and like the Gentiles. And so it is your Sabbath, and from looking at the time, I am seeing that my time is is ending, but let us remember Yah's Sabbath day to keep it holy and remember the blessing that Yah had promised to Israel and to Jerusalem if they keep his Sabbath and do not carry any load on out of their gates and out of the city of Jerusalem. Yes, time is never enough. So let us remember Yah's Sabbath day to keep it holy. And let's remember that Yahuwah's Sabbath is a sign between him and his people Israel throughout all their generations. So let's be willing and obedient so that we may eat the good of the land. Yah's Sabbath, this is the last Sabbath of the 11th biblical month, Shabbat 29th, 6008. And the new moon will follow, which is on Tuesday. That means that Yah's Sabbath is going to be on Tuesdays for the 12th biblical month of Adar 6008. I would like to end, if I may, that Israel is special to Yahuwah, and Yahuwah will deliver his people Israel. I lose my light. I lose my light. I may not be able to read what I wanted to read. Yes. Anyway, Yah's people, Israel are blessed. Let us remember Yah's Sabbath and keep it holy. Have a happy Sabbath. If you are willing and obedient, you shall